It is very easy to overdo fitness and jump all in and do that for like 2 weeks and then fall off the wagon. I've done it, and here's some tips to help you out. Start off with one thing that you're going to focus on. For example, you want to start running again. Well, you probably haven't ran for a hot minute. So try to cap yourself out and set those cap limits and stick to them, because this is going to help you in the long run to get that going. So maybe 3 times a week you're doing 20-minute run, and then you can systematically increase those. For me, I overdid it when I was starting to run again, and I have a histamine sensitivity, so that did not lead me right down the right track. What I ended up doing, and what happened was I was training for a 13-mile run, the Gate River Run, coming up. I live in Jacksonville, Florida, and that's a big event here. And I'm just like, all right, let me practice getting my mileage in and running. And I started off great. I started off in the beginning just getting 3-mile runs in, and that was a good one for me to start off with, because it ended up being 30 minutes max, and my body could handle it. And then I did that twice a week, and then I increased a mile every week, or half a mile. And after a few weeks, I ended up getting up to 6 miles, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm feeling good. The temperature's great out because I live in Florida. It was hot, and then we're getting into that season to where it was cooler, and I'm just like, okay, let's do it. So each lap around is about 3 miles, 4 miles, depending on which one you do. And I'm just like, oh, I'm feeling good. Let me do another mile. So I ended up doing like 11 miles. And boy, did that not go well for the next 2 weeks, because I was itchy, lethargic, and everything. And I ended up stopping my running. And I was still indoor rock climbing and doing things like that, so my fitness was still there. But that's just an example of how easy it is to overdo it when you're feeling confident with it, and to stick hard to those guidelines and boundaries you put to yourself to systematically increase it, so you can stay with that habit longer. For me, like the indoor rock climbing, I don't do more than 4 times a week, because if you do it multiple times in a row, your hands and your elbows end up hurting. And I learned not to do that, especially by watching others. But for running, that's my Achilles heel right there. No pun intended, right? So that's where I ended up overdoing it, because it feels so good for me, because it just gets those feel good hormones going, which is typical with ADHD and anxiety. That's how I get my stress relief. So now I'm getting back into it, but I'm starting off with walking and gonna go from there. Uh, like, subscribe, share. If you want more in-depth advice, feel free to look into my coaching programs. There's some links down below, or you can email me any questions at admin@vitalu.org. Hope this was helpful, and feel free to comment anything else you'd like to see on the topics.